Ladies and gentlemen, there is an aluta continua between Mnangagwa and Chiwenga. It's not just a storm in a teacup. It's a full-blown political hurricane ripping through the heart of ZANU PF. The alleged co-option of fuel tycoon turned political messiah Kudakwashi Tagwirei into the ZANU PF Central Committee has just exposed the mother of all factional wars. And at the center of it is Patrick Chinamasa, Vice President Constantino Chiwenga, and of course the Emperor himself, President Emerson Mnangagwa, Zimbabwe's ultimate puppet master. And if you thought this was just internal admin drama, sit down. This is about succession, raw power, and a future president's bought at the fuel pump. Because Mnangagwa isn't just trying to secure retirement, he is trying to install his economic twin Tagwirei as the next supreme ruler of Zimbabwe. And Chiwenga, he just got played. Right. Let's talk about the now infamous tweet by ZANU PF's Legal Affairs Secretary Patrick Chinamasa. A tweet that reads like a legal obituary for Chiwenga's ambitions. It calmly, almost smugly, declared that all that furore, social media hype, misinformation, and wrangle over Tagwirei's co-option, yeah, that now is irreversibly settled. But what they didn't tweet about is this. Chiwenga reportedly forced Chinamasa to delete that tweet immediately after he posted it. That's right, he was yanked by the collar. But then, hours later, Mnangagwa himself ordered the tweet to be restored. You heard that right. The president countermanded his vice president on a public platform using Chinamasa as a pawn in a factional chess game. And just like that, the nation saw Chiwenga's authority reduced to ash and Tagwirei's rise written in digital stone. If this isn't political emasculation, we don't know what is. Hang around. It's going to be explosive. But before we go on, ladies and gentlemen, do you think Chiwenga's days are numbered? Is Tagwirei now the real successor to Mnangagwa? Comment below with Chiwe Ngawira if you think this is Chiwenga's fall. Or tag rises if you see the fuel god ascending. We are watching the comments, so go as wild as you can. Back to our story. What started as a letter of recommendation by the Harare PCC has turned into a civil war inside ZANU PF HQ. According to Chinamasa, Tagwirei's co-option followed all the bureaucratic gymnastics approved here, passed there, minutes confirmed, letters circulated, legalese galore. But the issue isn't the process, it's the political earthquake it triggered. For the first time in ZANU PF's 40-year history, a central committee co-option is being debated, contested, and splashed across social media. Why? Because this one isn't just about a man joining a committee. It's about who holds the future of Zimbabwe in their wallet. Mnangagwa has never been shy about his bromance with Tagwirei. From fuel monopolies to treasury bill schemes to debt-funded infrastructure projects. The two are inseparable as corruption and government contracts. But Chiwenga, military man, liberation war figure, and self-anointed heir to the president, was always waiting in the wings until now. Mnangagwa just clipped his wings. Here is where it gets more brutal. The 385th Politburo meeting, chaired by Chiwenga himself, confirmed the minutes from the previous meeting that included the approval of Tagwirei's co-option. Now, if you have been following, the previous meeting is where Tagwirei was kicked out by Chiwenga. The kicking out was not minuted. The objections were not minuted. So, what was minuted was the co-option. So all these hullabaloo conflicts around Tagwirei were not in the minutes. But what was minuted was that the Harare province and other provinces had seconded people to be co-opted into the Central Committee. Now, the moment Chiwenga read the minutes and everyone confirmed that it was a true record of the previous meeting, it legally confirmed that Tagwirei will be included. Yes, Chiwenga chaired the very meeting that confirmed the decision he had been fighting tooth and nail to block. It's like being invited to your own funeral and forced to read the eulogy. And guess what? The same minutes confirmed that Chinamasa's Legal Affairs Department had overridden the Secretary General's circular. That's not insubordination. It's legal sabotage, orchestrated from the top. Mnangagwa used Chinamasa as the pen to write Chiwenga's political obituary. So you see, this whole scandal isn't just about internal wrangling. It's about the future of Zimbabwean power itself. If Mnangagwa succeeds in installing Tagwirei as his successor, Zimbabwe will move from military rule to corporate feudalism, where loyalty is bought in barrels of diesel and votes are counted in RTGS transfers. This also shows just how irrelevant the so-called Liberation War credentials have become. I'm sure every Zimbabwean was waiting for a moment where this Liberation War credentials nonsense will stop. It looks like ZANU PF is stopping it. Chiwenga may have shed blood in the bush war, but Tagwirei shed cash at the treasury. And guess who ZANU PF respects more? The men with receipts. Meanwhile, figures like Munyaradzi Machacha, the National Political Commissar, are reduced to footnotes in this high-stakes power struggle. His job? Table whatever Mnangagwa ends him and try not to get caught in the crossfire. At the next Central Committee meeting, 5 names will be tabled for formal adoption, but only one name matters. Kudagwashe Tagwirei. His entry into the Central Committee will cement the Mnangagwa-Tagwirei axis of power and spell the final death of Chiwenga's presidential hopes. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I know yesterday we said it's all over for Chiwenga, but looks like it's not going to be all over. There is this next, and we think fireworks are going to be popped in that meeting. And let's be clear, this is no longer about rules, procedures, or unity. This is a battlefield, and only one faction will walk out alive. Mnangagwa has made his move. Tagwirei is in position. And Chiwenga, well, if he doesn't act soon, he may end up like Mugabe, powerless, abandoned, and erased by the very party he helped to build. This is not politics. This is warfare dressed in party uniforms. Subscribe to Zimwaves TV to stay ahead of the bloodbath, because next week someone might be out of the Politburo and it looks like it won't be Tagwirei. Hit that subscribe button, drop your comment, and prepare for the next chapter in Zimbabwe's dynastic disaster. The revolution is televised, and Zimwaves is broadcasting it in full HD.
Mnangagwa ari muhomwe ya wikinero, iyera ari muhomwe yechigananda, ZANU iri muhomwe makuda kwashe, ona iri muhomwe yezvigananda, unoitonga seiko nyika iyi, iwe uri momwe yegoronyera. tunzva nyika yedu yaenda kumawere mutserendende uya wepanhanzva padukuduku varakashi vanonyora mamuona here wikinero wedu pano nepano mazanu anoti kuda kwashe Tagwirei yakapenga unoitonga seiko nyika iyi iwe uri mumwe yegoronyera unoitonga seiko Zimbabwe iwe chiwepu chenunzva tunzva nyika yedu yaenda kumawere mutserendende uya wepanhanzva Mnangagwa ari muhomwe yawikinero iye ari muhomwe yechigananda ZANU iri muhomwe makuda kwashe ona iri muhomwe yechigananda unoitonga